Hello, I'm Robert for the Doomsday Debunked Facebook group. And I'm just going to show you how to use my non-techy interface to the NASA's Sentry table. And I do that just because the techy version, it's a whole mass of numbers, and although it makes a lot of sense if you are an astronomer or physicist and you just see all those numbers, most people will just click away, they won't know what it means. So this might do just exactly the same thing in words. So first of all, this is the summary, and that all of those ones tracked in that table, they're all harmless to Earth. They're all no hazard. List of collision 0, so low as to be effectively 0, or small object that burns up in the atmosphere, or meteorite fall that rarely causes damage. So, this means immediately that if you saw a scary story about an asteroid, it has to be fake. There's loads of fake news. But now, let's just show how you find out a bit more. If you're still scared and you want to find out, then let's put it, well, first of all, this shows what would happen if you copy and paste the name in there. Now, sometimes you'll find that it says it was removed from the database. That means they were tracking it, and they've got that the orbit is now known more accurately, and they know for sure it can't hit Earth. So, if it's one of those, then you're absolutely fine. Another possibility, and I'll just copy this one in, is that it's that it's not found in the Sentry database and it's not a removed object. And that means it can't hit Earth. It was never in the list. But and so it can't hit Earth because it's never even in it. But you want to check that you may want to check that you copy and pasted the name correctly. Is it a real asteroid? Now, sometimes these stories will be of a completely fictional asteroid. All the numbers and names are made up. But usually, if it's a year, 2 letters, and a number, which can be 1 or 2 digits, then that is likely to be a genuine asteroid name. So you can double check. Now, as I say, to find out more and check you enter the name correctly, click to the page at ESA. Now, don't be worried if it's not there, because they don't have all the asteroids, especially if it was something like Vesta, one of the main belt asteroids. So anyway, it's not there. You go and click there, and the JPL one, and that should have it. And there we are, 2006 SF6, just as we entered it. You don't need to do any more. Now we know it's a real asteroid and it can't hit Earth. The last possibility is that it's one of these. Just pick one at random. And in this case, the object 2008 JL3, and it says that it's no hazard. And that'll tell you all this about the dates, but it's this is not something to worry about at all. 29 meters is a small one anyway. So the thing is, so okay, that's a future date, but it's one of these many no hazard asteroids that they're tracking, and you can just forget about it because they're tracking it, and they'll if it ever did, if there's so many asteroids that they're tracking, and if it ever did become a warning, then you would get a warning. If it ever did find out any of these asteroids was on track to hit Earth, then you would get these warnings, and these are what the scale you get these weeks to months earlier, or for once they're tracking already. It would gradually, if they were tracking one and it turned out that as they found out more that they thought it was going to hit, first of all become normal, but we get a normal once or twice a year anyway, and then it just goes back to 0. It might go up to meriting attention by astronomers, and even if it goes all the way up to 4 like Apophis did, it's still expected to go back to 0, because that means it's pretty certain it's going to miss. And it's only and even if it gets to 5, 6 and 7, which has never happened, then it's still expected to miss. By far the most likely thing still, even if it got up to 5, 6 or 7, is it's going to miss. only if it gets up to 8, and at that point you know there's a collision. But you don't need to worry if anything even gets as far as 5. Then it's going to be on the news. You're going to have all sort of clever astronomers and asteroid experts telling you all about it. You're not going to have to come to my web page or that's the Sentry page to find out about it if it goes up there. So that's it. And right now there are no warnings.